In the late 1990s, a financial crisis hit Asia, causing a ripple effect that shook the global economy. This crisis, known as the Asian financial crisis, was a regional economic collapse that affected many countries in Asia. In this video, we will explore the causes and consequences of this crisis. Footage of Asian cities, stock market tickers, newspaper headlines, and graphs showing economic indicators. The Asian financial crisis began in July 1997 when the Thai baht, the currency of Thailand, was devalued. This led to a chain reaction of events that spread throughout the region. Map of Asia highlighting the affected countries, footage of people lining up at banks, and images of closed businesses. The crisis had a profound impact on the economies of many Asian countries, leading to widespread unemployment, bankruptcies, and social unrest. It also had far-reaching consequences for the global economy, affecting trade, investment, and financial markets around the world. In this video, we will examine the factors that contributed to the Asian financial crisis, including economic policies, financial systems, and global economic trends. We will also explore the lessons learned from this crisis and their relevance to today's global economy. Footage of economic forums, interviews with experts, and images of economic data and statistics. Join us as we delve into the Asian financial crisis and its impact on the world. The Asian financial crisis was caused by a combination of factors, including economic policies, financial systems, and global economic trends. One of the main causes was the rapid growth of the Asian economies in the 1990s, which led to a surge in investment and borrowing. Footage of bustling Asian cities, construction sites, and factories. This growth was fueled by a combination of government policies and private investment, which led to an increase in asset prices and a buildup of debt. Images of government officials and businessmen, and graphs showing economic growth and debt levels. Another factor was the fixed exchange rate system that many Asian countries had adopted, which pegged their currencies to the US dollar. This system made their exports more competitive, but also made their economies vulnerable to external shocks. Images of currency exchange rates and graphs showing the impact of external shocks on Asian economies. When the Thai baht was devalued in 1997, it triggered a wave of panic among investors, who began to withdraw their funds from other Asian countries. This led to a sharp drop in asset prices and a liquidity crisis, as banks struggled to meet the demand for withdrawals. Footage of bank runs, closed businesses, and empty streets. The crisis was exacerbated by the weaknesses in the financial systems of many Asian countries, which were characterized by poor regulation, weak supervision, and high levels of corruption. Images of bank buildings, financial documents, and news articles about corruption scandals. In the next segment, we will explore the consequences of the Asian financial crisis and its impact on the global economy. Footage of protests, demonstrations, and riots in Asian cities, and images of stock market crashes and currency fluctuations. The Asian financial crisis had far-reaching consequences for the economies of many Asian countries, as well as for the global economy. One of the immediate consequences was a sharp contraction in economic activity as businesses closed and unemployment soared. Footage of closed factories, empty streets, and people lining up for food and other necessities. The crisis also led to a wave of bankruptcies and corporate restructuring, as many companies were unable to service their debts or obtain new financing. Images of bankruptcy filings, corporate logos, and news articles about layoffs and restructuring. The crisis also had a profound impact on the financial systems of many Asian countries, as banks and other financial institutions struggled to cope with the liquidity crisis and the collapse of asset prices. Footage of bank buildings, financial documents, and news articles about bank failures and bailouts. The crisis also had a ripple effect on the global economy, as trade and investment flows were disrupted and financial markets were roiled by the turmoil in Asia. Images of stock market crashes, currency fluctuations, and news articles about the impact of the crisis on the global economy. The crisis also exposed weaknesses in the global financial system, as many investors and financial institutions had underestimated the risks of investing in emerging markets. In the next segment, we will explore the lessons learned from the Asian financial crisis and their relevance to today's global economy. Images of economic forums, interviews with experts, and graphs showing economic data and statistics. The Asian financial crisis was a wake-up call for many policymakers, investors, and financial institutions around the world. It highlighted the need for better regulation, supervision, and risk management in the financial sector. One of the key lessons learned was the importance of sound macroeconomic policies, including fiscal discipline, monetary stability, and exchange rate flexibility. Images of government officials, economic data, and news articles about macroeconomic policies. Another lesson was the need for stronger financial systems, including better regulation, supervision, and transparency. Images of bank buildings, financial documents, and news articles about financial reform. The crisis also highlighted the importance of international cooperation and coordination as many countries worked together to stabilize the global financial system and prevent a wider economic collapse. The crisis also led to a rethinking of the role of the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and other international financial institutions, as many countries criticized their policies and interventions during the crisis. Images of the IMF headquarters, economic forums, and news articles about the role of international financial institutions. Overall, the Asian financial crisis was a painful but valuable lesson for the global economy, as it highlighted the need for better policies, institutions, and cooperation to prevent and manage financial crises. In the final segment, we will examine the legacy of the Asian financial crisis and its relevance to today's global economy. The Asian financial crisis had a lasting impact on the economies of many Asian countries as well as on the global financial system. It led to a wave of reforms and restructuring, as many countries sought to strengthen their financial systems and improve their economic policies. The crisis also had a profound impact on the attitudes and behaviors of investors and financial institutions, as many became more cautious and risk-averse in their investment strategies. Images of stock market tickers, financial documents, and news articles about investor behavior. The crisis also led to a rethinking of the role of the state in the economy, as many countries shifted towards more market-oriented policies and reduced their reliance on government intervention. Images of government officials, economic data, and news articles about economic reform. The legacy of the Asian financial crisis can also be seen in the current global economic landscape, as many of the lessons learned from the crisis have been applied to the management of subsequent financial crises, such as the global financial crisis of 2008. However, the legacy of the Asian financial crisis also includes ongoing challenges and risks, such as the high levels of debt and financial instability in many emerging markets, as well as the potential for external shocks and geopolitical tensions to disrupt the global economy. Images of economic data, news articles about debt levels and geopolitical tensions, and footage of protests and demonstrations. In conclusion, the Asian financial crisis was a painful but valuable lesson for the global economy, as it highlighted the need for better policies, institutions, and cooperation to prevent and manage financial crises. Its legacy continues to shape the global economic landscape and the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.